All right, good morning, everyone. All right, let's get started. Looking at today, which is Thursday, March 7th, we have the following. So we had Challenger job cuts year over year, which came in at 7:30 a.m. Eastern. That's not a major report, but the result came in at 8.8%. At 8:30 a.m. Eastern, we had unemployment claims, which is a major report. Unemployment claims came in as expected, and they matched the last reading as well. Revised non-farm productivity quarter over quarter came in as expected. Revised unit labor costs quarter over quarter came in less than expected, 0.4%. And trade balance came in um, worse than expected at negative 67.4 billion. Uh, at 10 o'clock Eastern, we'll have Chairman Powell testifying again. So yesterday we saw that it had a substantial impact on the markets. Some at 1 minute, the market's going up, then it's going down. So Powell will be testifying again. My guess is that the meeting will be as long as it was previous day. I was checking to see if that will happen not on Friday. So 2 days in a row. So expect there to be substantial volatility. It will be difficult to find good trading opportunities while Powell is speaking. There's a very good chance that just like yesterday, we won't be able to find much at all, if anything. So, uh, and at 11:30 a.m., we'll have FOMC member Mester speaking, which will be occurring at the same time that Powell will be testifying. So, two FOMC members actively speaking at the same time. Recipe for extreme volatility. At 3 p.m., we'll have consumer credit month over month, which is not a major report. So just expect today you'll have to trade small and look for things early that are doing well. And then once Chairman Powell starts speaking, your best bet is to only stick to the things that are still doing well that you already had and to avoid at all costs entering new positions during that time. Right, so that will be my strong advice. Having said that, let's take a look at the market for right now. So as of the moment, the NASDAQ has moved up. So NASDAQ has moved up overnight from where it closed yesterday, which is the red line. And yesterday's action, if you look here, you can clearly see exactly what I described, that you had a very up and down day. So first down, then up, then down. And most stocks were inconsistent as well. So this is what we can expect today as well. So because of Powell speaking. And also today we have the double impact of two FOMC members speaking at the same time. So the volatility is likely to be stronger today and less predictable today than it was yesterday. All right. Now, having said that, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to move this aside. Let's take a look at the pre-market and see what we have moving as of right now. All right, so in the pre-market, I'm going to skip yesterday's symbols just to save a little time. Well, actually, I guess I might as well review yesterday's stocks because I don't see anything on my pre-market list. So let me just do a brief review of the stocks yesterday. So Lyft was able to reach target number 2 of 1810, but as you can see, the movement was very erratic. Okay, T-Mobile, TMUS, it got to target number 1 of 167.12 and then went about 2/3 of the way to target number 2, topping out at about topping out at exactly 168.13. Roku was bearish. It reached target number 1 to the downside of 61.33, but could not go beyond there. Um, let's see. VKTX. Um, it reached the target number one of 94.34, which is when we first started looking at it. Then it went halfway to target number two, topped out at 96.74, then collapsed after that. And Apple was bearish, but only able to reach its target number one to the downside of 169.36. So as you can see, we had really no great movers yesterday. So we're going to have to expect the same thing today, but most of the action was right at the open. So my pre-market watch list is empty. If you guys see any stocks that meet our four criteria, we're looking for a NASDAQ listed stock that's at least $1 per share in the pre-market, must have achieved at least 1 million shares of pre-market volume, and must have at least a 6% price change, positive or negative. All right, so let's take a look at the stocks mentioned here. IMNR, that is probably NYSE stock. So next up, I have BREA, which is up 153%, 16.6 million shares. It is at least $1 per share, so I'll go ahead and add that to the pre-market watch list for stocks. Symbol is BREA. And LYT, currently up 250%, somewhere in that range. 4.8 million shares traded at least $1 per share. That definitely qualifies. So we'll add LYT to our pre-market radar. So I couldn't add IMNR since it's not a NASDAQ stock, but if you guys see any other stocks that meet our four criteria besides BREA and LYT, let me know in the chat. We'll go ahead and take a look. Also, I wasn't able to see any data on IMNR, so make sure the spelling is correct on that. And I'm assuming all of these are meeting the criteria, so let's see. All right, AIS, no data there. No data for WISP, so that's not a NASDAQ stock. WVE, only 12,000 shares, 0.79%, does not qualify. AISP, that one does qualify, is down 23%, 1 million shares. It's at least $1 per share, so we'll add that to our pre-market radar. AISP. WAST does not show up as a NASDAQ stock. CERO, that is currently up 400%, 1.7 million shares, at least $1 per share, so we'll add that to the pre-market radar. Symbol CERO. AQST, presently that's only trading 92,000 shares, so that doesn't qualify. All right, IMRN, that's currently up 170%, 6 million shares, at least $1 per share. Yep, that qualifies. So I'll add this to our pre-market radar, IMRN. MNMD is, yep, that's currently up 25%, 1.9 million shares. So that does qualify. Next we have MSAI. That is currently up about, well, it was up a larger amount a second ago. Or this is all over the place, but it's up enough. So 1.8 million shares, trading at least $1 per share. So that qualifies. It's just all over the place. And NK GN, that's currently up 17% roughly. Okay, this is all over the place too. I think my data feed's updating here, but let me see. Give me 1 second. Oh, that's the right price, 217. All right. So it's currently at 19%, 3 point. I don't know why it's flashing up and down, but anyway, that's up enough, 19%, 3.9 million shares, at least $2 per share. So that will qualify. In bio, that's up 10.6%, 2.8 million shares is at least $1. Yep, that qualifies. MBIO, AVGR, up 8.65%. It's right on the cusp. This will most likely be past 1 million shares, so I'll go ahead and add that AVGR, and it's at least $1 per share. So that one will most likely be past 1 million shares before the opening bell. So AVGR. All right, folks. So far, here's what we got. Now, there were a lot of stocks that were mentioned that don't qualify. They don't have anywhere close to the volume, etc. So if you guys are scanning, make sure you're doing the right thing. So, for example, AIS, I don't even have data for that on Thinkorswim. So that's, I don't know what that is. WISP symbol doesn't exist. So make sure you guys are actually checking these symbols. WVE, no volume at all. So making sure you know how to use a scan. So you're looking for in the scanner where you actually put the criteria in, and the computer calculates whether it meets the criteria. We're looking for a NASDAQ listed stock that is at least $1 per share. You need at least a 6% price change, positive or negative, and that has to be today in the pre-market. All of these things have to be true as of right now. So not yesterday, but as of right now. And there must be at least 1 million shares of pre-market volume. So these are all stocks that meet those criteria. Uh, we'll go ahead and wrap up for the pre-market pulse. Please be sure to like the video. I see we have 10 likes. We have more than 10 people watching, so please be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Also, be sure to subscribe so that way you get updates. And for anyone who's watching this on replay, if you're not familiar with our channel, please be sure to check out fundertrading.com, our website. You'll see a link in the description to this video. Now, other than that, for everyone who's part of the coaching program, I'll see you there in about 25 minutes. If you're in the coaching program and you need some help with how to use scanners, let me know, and then we'll discuss that this afternoon, as well as other things that we'll discuss as well. Okay? All right, guys. Have a good one. I'll see you folks tomorrow, or for Pre-Market Pulse tomorrow. Take care.